Hey folks, yours truly is coming to Oregon. I'll be in Portland November 21st to 23rd at the Helium Comedy Club. And then I'll be in Eugene, Oregon, December 5th to 7th at the Olson Run Comedy Club and Lounge. So come on out and have some laughs. Also on today's show, if you're a fan of Lieutenant Corporal Station Master Tom Dowdy, he's the military expert, and at the end of the show, we have an audio-only portion where I interview Colonel Lieutenant Tom Dowdy about school shootings. We ask him about the whole phenomenon of school shootings here in the United States of America. He has some interesting takes on the whole horrible mess. So that's at the very end of the podcast, and it's an audio-only segment. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get on with the show. I have a bit of a loose tooth. If you wouldn't mind pulling it out for me, sir.
Oh, no. No, it hurts my teeth.
If you wouldn't mind just clamping on and ripping one of my teeth out for me, sir.
No.
I hear you're really handy with them now.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Look, just pinch them on and pull it out.
I'll do a Three Stooges move. I'll tie a string to it, I'll tie it to the doorknob, and we'll slam the door.
Well, then screw you. I'm going to do it myself, damn you.
No, I'm not watching.
Wait, I'm going to...
Oh.
Here we go.
What do you have, 9-year-olds watching this show? Nobody. Oh.
You're riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway Show.
Harland Williams.
How about this? And you can help me put this into the vernacular. Okay?
What's that?
Okay. And whenever someone talks about being from Australia, they go, I'm from the land down under.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Which to me is hell, by the way.
But we just go, I'm from America. Yeah. How about we start calling ourselves the land up over?
In Canada?
No, in the United States. We're above Australia. Oh, why are they down under, but we're not above?
Oh, I see. So on the isotherms,
yes,
we're above the equator and they're below the equator.
And they make a big deal out of it. I'm from down under.
Yeah.
We never go, we're from up over.
Right.
We should do that.
What if we started treating them like Satan's minions and say, yeah, you're from down under. Stay the hell away from me, demon.
What would it sound like if you were talking to an Australian demon?
Keep away from me, mate. Get the hell away, mate. Or something like that.
I think we're done with Australia.
What do you mean? Are you mad? Are you having a fight with Australia right here on the Harland Highway podcast?
I remember growing up, and they had a store called Koala Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Which was Olivia Newton-John's store, and everyone made a big deal out of it. And then there was Jocko, the former rugby player who he got like a action series on.
Oh, was that the guy that said "Oi"?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was the Jewish guy. He said "Hoi." His was a little more aggressive. "Oi" was what the rabbi said. "Hoi." Jocko said something, and he had an action series on ABC in 1981.
What? Like an army guy?
He was a kind of a Dolph Lundgren before Dolph Lundgren or something.
Yeah, I remember this.
And he did commercials for Ever Ready batteries. You're like, oi.
That's the guy, oi.
Well, he didn't hit the oi.
It wasn't Jewish oi. Oh. It wasn't like a rabbi. This guy was a rugby player. He's like, oi.
No, but I don't think it was oi. I think it was hoi.
No, I remember it was 2 letters. It was oi. Oi.
Okay. All right.
But you're making it like he'd stub his toe and go, oi?
Yeah.
What happened there? Someone bashed me the rugby ball?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm open. Why isn't somebody bashing me the rugby ball? Oi.
Pass already.
Oi, they passed to me already. I'm ready to run down the line here. What the hell? What's with this guy here? Oi.
Oi. Yeah, no, I think it was a fan.
Oi.
I don't think it was oi. I think it was
oi. Oh. Yeah, we're fighting inflections here.
We're fighting inflections. We're the Hatfields and the McCoys of inflections.
It's weird. I think you're my only friend that I fight inflections with.
I have some others I'll do some inflection fighting.
Who?
You don't know these guys.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Wait, you said don't instead
Yeah.
of don't. That's another inflection issue.
So here's my thing, because you to me, you have a deep, deep, deep vocabulary. You're a schooled guy. You're smart.
I'm not schooled.
You're schooled in your own way, though. Like
Okay.
you can talk to top scholars and you can talk to street scum.
All right.
Now me, I lose it after a word that has more than 6 letters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, dummy here. You throw a word at me after 6 letters. If you want to see if I know what it is.
Indubitably. That used to be the big expensive word.
Give me a second. Say it again. Can you say it in a sentence?
Yes. I think I can. I announced the taxes were too high, and my accountant said indubitably.
Okay, so I think your accountant's a stoner.
Yeah.
And he wants to do a doobie
Yeah.
nightly.
Yes.
Is that what it means? I smoke a doobie nightly?
Yes, I said that to...
Okay, so I'm not too dumb.
I said that to Michael McDonald in 1977, and he said indubitably.
You said that to Michael McDonald? I know his father, Ronald, and I said cheeseburger to him.
I know his grandfather, old.
Old McDonald.
Yeah.
I think that I know that. Isn't he the guy that had the farm?
He's a doobie brother.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
There you go. Indubitably.
Indubitably. That sounds really, you picked a word that sounds quite British, though. Oh, indubitably, old boy.
You asked me to pick a multisyllabic word that you may or may not have known.
I don't speak Arabic.
Syllabic. Yes. There's an arranged marriage between my son, Syllabic.
Would you do an arranged marriage here in America?
I think...
Is that off the table for you?
No, everything's on the table.
Okay.
Everything.
Everything.
There's nothing not on the table.
You would do an arranged marriage here in the United States of America.
I think there's a higher likelihood of success in arranged marriages than there are for people in their own free will, because you're left alone, you make bad decisions. Let me explain, Harland.
Yeah, please. By the way, how many letters is decisions?
I think it's about right, about 6
Because
or
I'm just
7.
barely getting what that means. But go ahead,
I'll
explain.
dumb it down a little for your,
Please, like, can you tart it down?
for you and your audience.
Like Helen Keller it down.
Well, look, there's advance and retard. You know, I think people think about retard as a pejorative.
What's that mean? Pejorative? Is that like stuff you wear at night to bed?
But in automobiles, you might advance the timing or retard the timing.
Oh,
See what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And sometimes if there's a fire, you might want to put the fire out by
Retarded.
making it retarded.
Right.
You use the fire retard.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the guy they keep in the back of the truck?
Yes, the fire retard.
He's the guy that makes the siren noise. He sticks his head. Is that the fire retardant?
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
Wait,
right.
what
Tell
was
me.
I saying?
You were talking about the pejorative, which I have no idea. To me, that's sleepwear.
No, but you were asking me about
The arranged
something.
marriage.
The arranged marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's break it down.
Okay.
A young lady may have had a horrible alcoholic for a father.
Yeah.
Then, in her mid-20s, is magically attracted to the alcoholic guy.
Right.
Because she thinks she can save him. But she doesn't even know why she's attracted to him. So she hooks up with the alcoholic, and of course the cycle continues, and it ends up with abuse, alcoholism, and divorce.
Yeah.
So if that person was just set up with her neighbor, there's a good chance she might not. What women are attracted to is oftentimes destructive.
Right.
And what men are attracted to is less often, but still can be destructive. And you make decisions for the wrong reasons.
Is that why you see so many beautiful women with sort of toxic guys?
Yeah, and by the way, if you're a guy and you just love a big rack, then you might marry a woman with a big rack, but that doesn't mean she's going to make a good husband or a good mother or anything like that. So let's remove...
Excuse me, did you just say rack?
Rack.
Well, I haven't heard that since 73.
Let's remove...
When I was charged by a moose.
Let's remove this from the equation and just do it randomly.
Yeah, you know, but okay, this is going to sound shallow. Mm-hmm. What if we break it down to looks, like the physical beauty?
Yeah.
Then are you so open to taking that gamble? Because let's face it, whatever culture you're in, except for the one where they wear the burqas where all you see is the eyes, you don't know if, I mean, what if that gamble, the neighbor is like a chunky monkey with a couple of moles and a porpoise snout, you know? Mm-hmm. And then you're like, you know what? I sure am missing that alcoholic chick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but she could be hot like a Cherry Garcia.
Yeah.
I'm just doing
right
ice cream flavors now.
Well, what if she's sort of a mixture of a mint chocolate chip and a chunky monkey?
Yeah, but she could be very international. She could be Neapolitan.
Oh, wow. I like short ones.
I'm getting hungry.
Oh, that's Napoleon.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Because sometimes we get attracted to all these details that sometimes psychologically we don't even know aren't healthy for us, right?
Yes, that it is a phenomenon that women of fathers who are alcoholics end up marrying an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That happens across the board.
And a lot of times it's generic where the daughter inherits the alcoholism. Isn't that right?
It is passed down, yes, that way, genetically. But I still think that would be my argument for an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
And I would bet you, seeing as how when we're being trusted to pick our partners, we're at 50%.
Yeah.
That's not a great batting average in terms of divorce.
You mean the whole country is at 50%?
I think it is. I think an arranged marriage is probably higher. And a higher batting average in terms of not getting divorced.
Wow.
Mind blown?
Well, it's just...
Anything else blown?
This depends on who the stranger is. I just don't know. Yeah, it's like we get so caught up in all the little psychological things. And I think back, in the 40s and 50s, it was more like, oh, there's a good woman, there's a good man. Mm-hmm. But now we're caught up in Dr. Phil therapy, Oprah therapy, therapy, narcissists, catfishers. Like there's so many psychological terms. There's so many labels on people now. Everything they do is broken down into a category where you're like, what am I getting here? It used to just be a bag of chips and now it's an everything bagel.
Indubitably.
What the hell does that mean? It almost sounds like a watercraft, like one of those ones you blow up.
Like a Zodiac?
Yeah. Like I picture a bunch of marine biologists bombing around the Caspian Sea on an indubitably. How do you say it?
Indubitably.
Yeah.
You have to say fast, otherwise it doesn't
indubitably.
work. Yeah.
And is it a British word? Because it's not common in American.
They're all British words.
You never hear someone down at the Starbucks going, yeah, man, I just sold a script to Fox and I'm going surfing this afternoon indubitably. Like, it feels like you'd be in Britain. It's like, oh, would you pass the sugar, Tom, indubitably?
Or the Grey Poupon.
Yeah, remember that? Mm-hmm. Oh, God. I remember someone pulled up to me once in a limo. I was driving my father's Ford Pinto. And a limo pulls up beside me. The power window goes down. This British guy goes, pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon? And I ripped my underpants off and just showed him my skid mark.
Yeah.
And the fucking guy rolled up the window.
What the hell?
What a rude Brit.
Yes, and your dad was vice chancellor of Quebec. Don't tell me he drove a Pinto.
Vice chancellor, Kremlin, whatever you want to call
Whatever he was,
yeah.
he didn't drive a Pinto.
He's the king of Canada.
Your dad didn't have a Pinto.
You want to hear something funny?
Yes.
So my dad, he was a successful lawyer and he was a successful politician.
I know.
And his law firm said to him, it wasn't even the government. The government sent a car to our house every day with a driver. Mm-hmm. But to take him down to the Parliament buildings. So it was really weird. Like we lived in this suburban area and this big black, and back then those were sort of an anomaly. Like this black limo would be out in our driveway in the morning and we'd all be looking up. My dad would, all the neighbors must have thought it was weird. But his law firm said, John, you can get whatever car you want. And I'm not kidding, my brosephiash. He got a Pinto.
Really?
Every time. And here's the other kicker.
Why would he get a Pinto?
This is before custom plates were legal, at least in Canada, right? So every plate in Canada was just a collection of numbers and letters. The only custom plates allowed were members of parliament. So my dad's custom
Love that
plate.
band.
Yeah. Oh, they're good. Yeah.
Keep going.
But my dad's plate said MPP, Member of Provincial Parliament. They were the only custom plates. So everyone knew his status.
I'm down.
And he slapped it on the Pinto. And as a kid, even me who wasn't into money well, I guess I had an inkling of it. I said, Dad, why do you have a Pinto? He said, oh, I could get any car I want. He goes, I like them. I don't want to waste money.
Your dad would be happy to know that I'm down with MPP.
Oh,
he knows.
You know me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna tell him.
Tell him.
You know what else he does when he fills his car to this day? You're gonna laugh. He fills it and then he stops. He shakes it and then starts filling. And I go, "Why are you shaking the car?" He goes, "Because it pushes the air out and I get more gas." This is a member of government.
Yeah.
When you fill your tank, the fluid pushes the air out. You're not going to get more by shaking your vehicle.
Displaces it, yeah.
Plus, you're an 80-year-old man. Do you really want to be shaking a Pinto in the middle of a Canadian winter at a Shell station?
You know, but it's like a dog walks in a circle before it lays down on the carpet. You know,
a three-legged dog,
it's just built in.
Yeah, why do they do that?
To get the grass flattened out, like on the Serengeti.
I don't know that there were wiener dogs on the Serengeti or Chihuahuas.
Oh, you're right. Probably not a lot of dachshunds.
Yeah, you didn't go out hunting for lions and have to cross through a herd of corgis. Yeah.
You may be right, but I'm saying it is built into them and their DNA from their ancestry.
Yeah, I don't think you go Bengal tiger hunting in the Himalayas and have to wait for a herd of Dalmatians to clear the trail.
You may be right.
I may be right.
But I'll bet your great-great-grandfather,
Tom?
Tom.
Yeah.
I'll bet you if we had cameras back then when he was feeding his Pinto horse, we'd see footage of him pushing it back and forth.
A Pinto with an MPP license plate on its ass?
Yes, I'll bet
the Pinto.
If we went back 170 years into the Williams family, you would see that. It's probably just passed on generationally.
Wait, shaking the thing?
The horse, yeah.
You'd be shaking the horse to get the air out.
Like I said, the dog walking in the circle on the carpet doesn't make sense, but yet they do it.
Okay, so it doesn't make sense. Let's just throw it away. But let me come back to the analytical, cerebral Adam Carolla.
Thank you.
Why does a dog do this in your estimation? Why the ritual? Why the circling?
To take the grass down.
I'm saying in the living room, though. Have you got grass in your living room? And if so, let's go smoke it.
No, I'm using it as an example of something that's built into the DNA.
Yeah, but don't forget, DNA built in does not come from a dog or a creature that was manufactured in the 1940s by splicing a bulldog and a Rottweiler together. They didn't exist in nature.
They're all derived
from the wolf.
From the wolf and the wild dog and all that. So it's all in them. It's all somehow imprinted on them.
Okay, I'm going to give you that. So you're saying they twirl around on the shag carpet to mat it down, in essence, to make their sleeping arrangements more comfortable?
That's how they would have done it. Their ancestors would have done it out in the Serengeti. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's take by the way, there's no wolves in the Serengeti. They're a North American. Well, there are animals on the other side of the pond, wolves. But I don't think they were ever native to Africa, from what I know.
Well, they have a hyena was related to something at some point.
Because I don't think you'd see like a male lion in a living room in Brentwood swirling around on a carpet and then plopping down.
Well, we don't know that for certain.
We don't know that for certain. I don't know a lot of anything, really. And I don't know if you want to verify that or back me up on that. Hey, everybody, don't forget we have a Harland Highway hotline where you can phone in and ask questions. You can leave comments. You can do whatever you want. And we love to hear from you. And we may feature your call on a future episode of the Harland Highway. So drop us a line. Leave us a message at 323-696-0222. And thanks for listening. Have you ever done a skid mark? And if so, what's the biggest? And were you ever caught?
Was I ever caught doing a skid mark?
Were you ever caught someone sudden? Just the fact I can see the wheels turning in your eyes, I know you did one. But you're in the locker room at gym and all the kids are like, skid mark. Did anyone catch it? Did your mom see it in the laundry? I just want to know about your skid mark, guy.
Well, I will say this.
This is a podcast.
Underpants were white for my entire life. And then 7 years ago, they decided to make them navy blue and black and other non-skid enhancing colors. And I don't know who this genius was, but I am interested in the fact that we had, for instance, we had trash cans around for 1,000 years.
Yeah, right? The aluminum ones, the metal ones.
They were like bonderized steel, and you just drag them.
Oh, bonderized.
Yeah, you can hear that sound of them being dragged out. That was part of my job, is dragging those out. And then at a certain point, my stepdad made a weird little stupid cart with a rope on it, and you put it on the cart and drag. That remained for 100 years, and then at some point somebody went, what if we put a wheel on it? The wheel was invented 2,000 years ago. The trash can is 2,000 years old, but no one made the peanut butter cup. You know what I mean? No one what about luggage? Remember your Samsonite huge heavy thing your poor mom would be dragging through the airport? Now people put a wheel on it because we had luggage around for a long time and we had wheels around. And I feel why did it take so long? And I feel the same way about navy blue underpants. Yeah. What was the holdup?
To hide the skid.
We had the white ones for how long?
Yeah. Almost begging you to do a skid.
Yes.
But the black ones, the blue ones, you could do a skid and still wear them for a few days.
I just shit myself.
When?
Just now.
I thought that was an earthquake.
No, that was me.
Wow.
Ask me if I care.
God, do you care?
No, I'm wearing navy underpants.
Wow. Captain Skid at table 4.
That's right. Aye.
I like this theory about the wheel. You're absolutely right. And now the wheels, no pun intended, are turning. Powerful. Why don't we slap wheels on it? Who wants to walk their dog anymore? Slap some wheels on it, push it down the street.
I agree. It took us 1,000,000 years to get it to luggage.
Yeah.
It took us a long time to get it to garbage cans.
Yeah.
And now we need to just start adding it to everything.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about caskets? What's with the pallbearer?
Yeah.
You know how much damage you can do to your trapezoids with some old man in mahogany coffin up on your shoulder?
And what if they're a fatty?
You can. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa. Some of these Americans nowadays tap out at 300, 400, 500, 600 pounds.
Every 4 seasons, some interior lineman for the Chiefs or the Eagles buys it in a car wreck. That guy's 325. Yeah. His team has to be the pallbearers. They're up there risking injury, shoulder separation, neck injuries.
Oh, you could squish your vertebrae, for God's sake.
Put that casket on wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell isn't it? Now I want to put wheels on my wheels.
Smart.
Wait a minute. Some of the trucks you see have 2 sets of wheels on the rear wheels. So there's 4 wheels, and so somebody's already done it.
On trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they have even a Mercedes G-Wagon and stuff. There's people that do those kind of modifications. But no one's wheeled up a casket.
Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. By the way, where does the term pallbearer come from? Was there a guy named Paul? You know, these names always have some kind of origin story.
Yeah.
Was there a guy named Paul bearing witness to a funeral and no one would help lift the casket, so Paul went up and did it? And do we know the origin of pallbearer?
Well, I don't know. They love peas, like a funeral pyre.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they just say funeral fire?
Yeah.
But is a pyre a fire? I think it is.
a funeral pyre is like a ceremonial fire where if you can't afford the crematorium, you just burn your family members in the backyard.
They love peas.
They love peas, yeah. Perverts. Mm-hmm. You ever go to a funeral and you look over and someone's fondling the corpse like it's an open casket thing?
Well, yeah. If I ever see a mirror.
Oh, you've done it?
Oh, yeah.
You've diddled a corpse?
Hey, first off, I'm an atheist.
Okay.
Secondly, you don't know how good that person was while they're on the planet. They could have died owing their business partner some money.
Yeah.
Maybe ripped off the IRS.
And humans, you gotta figure when you cut a head off a chicken, it still runs around for 10 minutes. You gotta figure humans, when they die, got a little feeling left. So maybe you were doing them a favor.
Yeah, that's
like
the way I look at it.
final pee pleasure. Good for you, Perry.
Yeah. Your MPP dad would like.
Oh, you
like
know
that.
me. You know me. MPP. Going back to animals, though, guy, because you got the wheels turning on animals.
Thank you.
Have you seen these freaking videos like on TikTok and Instagram where people are pampering all manner of animals? It used to just be dogs and cats. Oh, does Banjo love the meat stick? Oh, does Kitty love the ball of yarn? I'm seeing videos now where people are talking like this to rhinoceroses, giraffes, lions. It's driving me nuts. It's almost like indignant. It's almost like insulting to these mighty wild beasts. And of course, they're corralled at a zoo or some kind of animal sanctuary, but they're talking to them like they're third graders going off to Sunday school.
And even if they are actually 3 in animal years, they may be in their mid-30s.
Yeah.
So it's really demeaning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you could translate their thoughts to words, like, hey, stop treating me like a kid, asshole.
Well, you know what I was thinking about the other day, Harland?
Oh, no, here we go.
Animals, like dogs or cats or whatever, can become fertile and have offspring at, like, I don't know, 1 year old.
Yeah,
or
that's
something
true.
like that, like really young.
They can get going early.
And I was thinking about it. They're going like, well, cat or dogs are capable of having a litter at 1 year old. And then I was thinking, well, now you're having sex with a 1 year old. Then I thought about it. Yeah, I didn't like that. But I thought, well, but animal, it's really like having, for a dog, sex with a 7-year-old, which is still bad.
That's still off.
It's still off.
Yeah.
It's still off. So
that's like the Roman Polanski breed or whatever.
Oh, let me give you this Roman Polanski theory.
Okay, I love theories.
Okay. There's always been the joke that France hates us, right?
Yeah.
They don't like
is
us.
it a joke?
No, I'm not, because I'm bringing receipts. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. They don't like us. Now, the reason they don't
Okay.
like us, let me give you a psychodynamic thing.
Oh, another big word I don't know.
Let's just
Is that 2 words or 1?
I think it's 2.
Psychodynamic?
No, maybe it's 1. I'm not a good
I wouldn't
speller.
know.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. I don't know anything over 6 letters.
All right. You're at a family reunion.
Okay.
And the nicest people to you at that family reunion will people you probably didn't do anything for. But the cousin you had to bail out of jail and he had to pay his mortgage for that guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Because you shamed him because you bailed him out. You had to help him out.
So you didn't help him, you shamed him.
Well, you helped him, but by helping him, you shamed him, and he's angry at you. And everybody out there thinking where you kind of go, look, I got friends, people, and the people I've not helped, I get along with great. And then there's people I've done the most for that hate me, and they're dickheads. And that's a common thing, right?
It's weird, isn't it?
It's weird because you go, hey, fucker, I fucking got you that job. Why are you pissed at me?
I've had that happen.
Everyone's had it happen.
Does it make you hesitant to help people now?
No, but just you do have to realize you're never going to get paid back. You're never going to get. There'll be no satisfaction, and kiss that money goodbye. And oftentimes it won't be reciprocal, and it'll be the opposite. You will actually the people. I don't want to say I've done nothing for, but just people I've had good relationships with are by far the best, the nicest, and the most generous, and the people I've helped the most are the worst. throughout my life.
All of them or just a high percentage of them? There's got to be a few that are grateful.
I would say the people that like me the least are the ones I've done the most for.
Why is that?
Because you shame them by helping them. All right, now let me circle back.
Please circle back.
France, who we liberated during World War II, by 1955, France hated us more than Germany and Japan. We dropped an atomic bomb ×2 in Japan, and let's just say by 1975, Japan was completely cool with us. Germany was good. We're buying VWs and Porsches, and France hated us more. So here's my theory. You ready?
Okay.
Roman Polanski goes over there in like 1973.
Right.
And we're like, we think this guy raped a teenager in a hot tub. Can we have him back? And France is like, go pound sand. Now, they didn't love Roman Polanski.
Right.
And they're not huge fans of statutory rape. All they knew is they hated us because they were ashamed that we saved them during World War II. And then later on, what comedic entertainer did they fall in love with?
Oh, boy. What comedic entertainer? American?
Yes.
Jerry Lewis.
That's right. Why? Because they love the comedy stylings of Jerry Lewis, or they know we make fun of Jerry Lewis where we're from. They didn't like Jerry Lewis because they liked Jerry Lewis. They liked Jerry Lewis because they knew it would piss us off. Same thing with Germany and Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
They knew that would anger us to worship Hasselhoff. They don't like Hasselhoff.
Can I give you a theory that might dash your whole theory about the French resenting us and not liking us?
Mrs. or Mr.?
Excuse you?
Dash?
DoorDash? What do we... Wait.
Mrs. Dash, popular seasoning.
Wait.
You don't get a food reference?
No, I don't. I only eat kids' food.
That's Canadian.
I only eat kids' food.
Mrs. Dash, it was on the commercials and stuff.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
I tried.
That's okay.
I tried with you, Harland.
No, it's all right. But I think I might have a way
to dash
your theory about Polanski and France.
Okay, but I'm only going to give you 40 yards to try.
Okay, so as much as you might think they hated us and the whole Polanski thing, France did send us a 400-foot tall statue of Roman Polanski, which now stands in the harbor in New York. If you take that crown of thorns off Lady Liberty, it's Polanski.
I know that. But I would argue that was before we saved them from World War II. So before we saved them from World War II, they were giving us beautiful bronze gifts.
Yeah.
Then we saved them, and they turned into douchebags. Explain that, if not my shame theory.
Yeah. I'm still thinking what you said about a litter of cats or a litter of puppies. I'm like, how do you come out of your parents? You're sitting there cute as can be, and you're called litter. Like, well, that's like if you were born, you're like, look at the garbage, honey.
But there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know, there's having your wages garnished.
Oh, with Mrs. Dash?
It sounds like you get a wedge of orange next year. Check. Doesn't sound like the IRS is taking money.
Why is there parsley on this Hyundai?
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to divert away from your France here. The litter thing got stuck in my head.
No, I get it.
But does it bother you that we pamper these wild animals?
Hold on. I never thought about this my entire life.
Here we go, finally.
Kitty litter? Where's litter come from?
Garbage.
Kitty litter.
Kitty litter. Where does it come from?
And then why is it a litter? And then the thing they poop into called litter.
It's like they're pooping on their own souls.
Yeah.
Kitty litter.
What's litter? No one ever says like, oh, I'm redoing my driveway with decomposed granite, so I got the litter guy dropping off the It doesn't mean anything. It's not used in anything else, is it?
And it's so gross and plain and drab. They should have kitty glitter.
Kitty glitter.
Because cats love fanfare. So they go in the kitty glitter box, they take a dump, and all of a sudden it's like a Barry Manilow. They throw the glitter in, they kick the glitter. It's like Copacabana.
Yeah.
I shit on the floor at,
Yeah, and you'd be like, Gary, get back here. It's time for breakfast.
Yeah.
Come on in the kitchen.
We should start that kitty glitter.
Kitty glitter.
It's like shit, but have fun.
Yeah, cats love pomp and circumstance. I mean, I've said it. It's been said many times.
I don't know that. How many letters was that?
Pomp and circumstance.
Pomp and circumstance. Is that one word?
I don't know. No,
See what I mean? This is what you do.
Kitty glitter would sell.
Kitty
you know
glitter.
how many gays and lesbians own cats?
And you know how many gay and lesbian cats there are?
It's overwhelming.
They would love it. It'd be like
count.
you go take a dump and it's Pride Day.
Every day's Pride
Just
Day.
you're taking a kitty loaf and the glitter's going off.
We
at
lay it
the
out.
Copa.
We lay it out in the colors of the gay flag.
Right?
Right.
Well, isn't that all already there with glitter? Isn't glitter always all the colors?
You're right.
Dude.
It's a moneymaker.
The money, you're blowing my mind right now.
Mine's re-blown.
Hey everybody, check out my merchandise at harbling.com. Yeah, most people just slap some letters or images on a t-shirt or a hoodie, but not me. Yours truly. Guess what? I draw my own designs. At harbling.com you can see tons of my hand-drawn t-shirts. You can either buy the original or you can buy a print. And man, oh man, wear them loud and proud. I love making these designs for you guys and keeping it personal. So check out the whole catalog. We got hoodies, we got coffee mugs, we got t-shirts, you name it, it's there at harbling.com. Get your Harland original design, wearable art at harbling.com today. And thank you for your support. And I'll just keep the groovy images coming. Can we talk about something that people don't really know about you necessarily? That I know because I'm close to you. You know, people know you as this broadcaster, this intellect, this guy.
I don't know how they know me as an intellect.
Oh, when I talk to my friends down at the bus station, that word gets tossed around a lot.
Indubitably. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Indubitably, it does. But people don't know about the Carolla. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you're on the. I forgot to do the intro. I get so fired up with you.
Yeah, me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Harland Highway podcast with my very special friend, Adam Carolla is here. Podcaster, stand-up comedian, filmmaker, actor, producer, boxer. And here's the one I want to drop on them that a lot of people don't know, AC. This guy's like a contractor. This guy's a builder. You know your way around lumber. You know your way around building. Like you're a guy who can actually build stuff.
Yeah, I was doing it earlier today, or supervising some guys.
What were they building?
I have a storage area above my warehouse, and I had a bunch of web joists, which you don't know what they are, but it's like engineered lumber left behind.
I just thought they were just happy spiders.
No, joists.
Oh.
Joist, joist.
Joist. See, folks, what did I tell you? I didn't think that was coming out of your mouth today.
Your roof has a rafter, and underneath that is a joist.
What does the joist look like?
A joist could be a ceiling joist. It could be a floor joist.
But physically, describe the shape? Because these people don't know. Look at them. We've got Don Diarrhea Lips down in Texas. We got Barry
a joist,
Barstool Tits.
A joist could be a 2x4 on its edge, or it could be a 2x6 on its edge, or it could be a web joist, or it could be anything.
Could it be on Three's Company, for example?
DeWitt.
Joist
That's
DeWitt.
why you have the DeWitt, my friend.
Oh, see, you took my joist gag and turned it into the wit gag.
Yes.
And that's why we should be married, even though we
my God.
like an whatever marriage we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, prearranged.
Why don't we do it? We could get a
I'm
glitter
with you.
box and go nuts.
Oh my God.
Imagine me and you on our honeymoon in Bermuda squatting in a glitter box together. Just getting to know each other for the first time.
Getting to know all about you, Harland.
Okay, keep going. So at Joyce.
Well, okay, let me try to explain something.
Yeah, because this is foreign territory to me and my 12 viewers.
You are up here and you're on a slab.
Yeah.
Versus a raised foundation. Now, a raised foundation is where they pour footing all the way around.
Yeah.
Maybe a grade beam down the middle, and we put floor joists down. Once we put the floor joists down,
sexy shit.
then we'd go ahead and skin it with a subflooring, which would be a plywood, maybe a CDX.
Get a load of the foreplay happening over here.
They also have a sturdy floor, which could be an OSB type material, oriented strand board, 1.25 inches thick with a tongue and groove. You put that down.
Oh, man.
Yeah, with subfloor adhesive. So if you're going to go ahead and put your subfloor on, you don't want all the creaking and creak when you walk around. So you put a bead of subfloor adhesive on top of the floor joist. Okay. Then up from there, we would frame. We'd have a bottom plate, double top plate. We'd use treated lumber on the bottom plate if we were on a slab, but now we're on a raised foundation, so we actually put it on there. And there would be a perimeter joist and blocking going around it. We'd go up. You'd have headers where your window openings were, depending on how we had to span it. Yeah.
You had me at raised slab.
Raised foundation and or a slab. Wow. Both would have a footing, by the way. And then we'd go up, and next to your window opening, you might have a 4x4, 4x6
There's more?
header, and you'd have king studs, and you'd have trimmers underneath the headers. And if you're doing a window, that would go down to a sill, and underneath the sill, the small studs they call cripples.
Wow, you always got to make room for
there.
The handicap.
Yeah, that's right. Then above, you would have ceiling joist, and that's where your ceiling would go to. And then above that, you'd have roof rafters, and you'd have a ridge rafter running down the very highest point of the roof. Hips and valves is what
when
they
does
would call
this end? Because I just want to get to a Motel 6. I'm in love.
Use 1/2 inch CDX or OSB for shear wall on nailing. Schedule would be probably 12 in the field and 6 on the seam, and we'd probably use 10-penny ring shank nails, Harland. And then all the joist hangers and hold downs.
You don't have a cigarette, do you?
A35.
Does anyone have a cigarette?
Straps.
I'm spent.
I can keep going.
No, I don't have anything left.
I got nothing left.
You got me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love, home improvement.
On the outside, we do stucco. We do a scratch
there's
coat.
More.
We'd start off with K-lath.
Oh, God.
We'd probably wrap it with a Tyvek.
I'm too old for a round 2.
Then
then
we'd use K-lath. Then we'd use a scratch coat, a brown
stop,
coat, and a color coat. Okay?
Just stop.
And around the windows, obviously, we'd have stucco molding, and we'd just meet that.
I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted?
I've heard about people like you.
I can do the interior.
I never thought in my life I would have a session like this, but
it's powerful.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, up in the attic, we could either put radiant barrier or we could roll in some like R16 or R19 bat stuff, or we could blow in some blown cellulose for insurance, not for insurance. I'm thinking for.
So after all that, you're gonna blow me in the attic.
Yes, I'm gonna blow you in the attic. Yeah, insulation. I was saying insurance. I mean for insulation.
Insulation. Do you use the spray stuff or the pink fiberglass stuff that looks like cotton candy, and when you eat it, you get cancer?
The pink fiberglass stuff is called bats of insulation.
Oh.
And the blow-in expansive stuff is like an expanding urethane, and then there's blown cellulose, which is just old newspapers. You literally just fill it up.
Yeah, what's best, though?
Well, the expanding stuff is the best. But
the foam?
Yeah, but it's expensive. And, it's more expensive and it's harder to kind of manage, because it just keeps expanding. But I would do the expanding foam if I was doing new construction on exterior walls.
After that deliberation, I got some expanding foam. Wow.
Yeah, but blown cellulose is fine too.
Can I do something, because the average Joe doesn't know a lot of this stuff? Thank you for sharing. Thank you for enlightening us. Enlightening us?
Enlightening us, yeah.
When I said it, I pictured lightning going off.
Yeah.
I said it wrong, didn't I?
There was a hiccup in there, but I knew what you were talking about.
I should have said enlightening us, and I said enlightening us, like as if I was. See, I don't know what enlightening over 6 letters.
You've done a Disney film, right?
Yeah, I watched one.
You know who Gus was?
Who?
He was the mule that kicked field goals.
Oh, that's an oldie.
I know.
That's like right around the era of the computer that wore tennis shoes. Like
that's right.
Like Herbie the Love Bug.
The goose that laid golden eggs.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Speaking of gold,
The Shaggy DA.
Oh, Shaggy DA. Yeah. Look at this. Now, a lot of guys don't have this, but I know you know your way around tools. I wondered if I could go through my toolbox with you, and anything that's a mystery to some of my watchers, you could explain the function of some of the tools. This is a common one.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Well, they call these vice grips.
Yeah.
But vice grip is a brand name.
Oh.
Like you might call Kleenex, but it's really face tissue or tissue,
yeah.
right?
Kleenex is a brand, a name.
Right. So these people call these vice grips like they would call Q-tips a cotton swab, but it may not be a Q-tip brand.
Right.
So these are called adjustable pliers. That's the generic name.
Oh.
And Vice Grip is the brand name, and these aren't Vice Grip brand.
What are they?
Some generic, whatever Chinese knockoff crap.
Uh-oh.
But these are not Vice Grips. These are adjustable pliers.
Okay.
Because they do not have the name Vice Grip brand on them.
I got these in my toolkit.
Right, teeth. Got my dad's teeth.
Well, in case you're like working at someone's house and they're trying to wrangle you, say you act like a dumbass. Mm-hmm. You're just kind of like, yes, ma'am.
Oh wow.
We're gonna have to do that job all right there.
Yeah, it's working joist.
Right. Hey, we're gonna take that joist and we're gonna run it up the side of the I-beam there, ma'am.
No,
there's
no I-beams in residential construction.
What I meant to say, ma'am, is we're going to blow some asbestos up into that attic there. We're going to put the air duct.
Blown celluloid.
Blown celluloid into your cellulite. We're going to fill your cellulite full of joist juice. And what we're going to do, we're going to plug in the G-back into
HVAC.
Into the HVAC. To the I, to the O, to the E back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay a slab down now, real nice and flat and bumpy now. And we're going to put some eye joints up there. And we're going to do some Phillips screwdriver heads right there in the side of your semen container.
Oh, no. Okay. Wow. That's going to be hard.
See, this is what you do, and then they think you're stupid.
Yep.
And then you charge them more. What else do I got in here? Oh, I think. Tell me if you got this in your toolbox.
Gravy.
Beef gravy?
Beef gravy. Yeah, value size.
Do you use that at all for like lube or anything? Or
I'll do every once in a while if I don't sufficiently lay down a skid mark. I'll use a little extra help with the beef gravy because take the beef gravy, put it on the White Hanes. Nobody asks any questions. They know you've been to Skid City.
So you're talking about literally duping people.
Well,
you'll glaze the inside of your Fruit of the Looms, the white ones, with this beef gravy from your toolkit.
Glazers, what they call guys who do the window repair as well. Those guys are called glazers. But no, what I'll do
You don't have to tell me what a glazer is, sir. I know what a glazer is. That's like when you get a brush, you put it in the plum sauce, and you glaze yourself a Thanksgiving ham now.
What I will do is if I'm doing the ass crack move, you know, under the sink,
Yeah.
I'll like to show a little white Hanes up there, and I'll use the beef gravy to put a little skid mark on there to really make them think I'm working.
I like the skid marks that smell like a turkey meatloaf.
That's well. They usually don't get that close, but yeah, get what you're saying.
Dinner's ready. What's on the table tonight, Belma? Fresh skid mark, that's what.
I'll pull another tool out.
Yeah. Do you have these in your toolbox?
Those are tampons.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In case of an emergency. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes if you're with a house, I always keep an Elvis in my...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotta have an Elvis, because when they start bitching and moaning, you just do this, right? You put the teeth back in.
Back in.
Like, treat me like a fool, keep me warm and cool, but pay me.
Mean and cruel. Warm and cool.
What is it?
Treat me like a fool. Treat me mean and cruel.
Why would you want to be treated mean and cruel?
Well, you're being treated like a fool.
Right.
You're being treated mean and cruel. You're not warm and cool. How can you be treated warm and cool?
I was talking about a skid mark.
Treat me like a clown. Treat me up and down. See, it doesn't make sense.
If you're a clown, it does.
Can't be treated warm and cool.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. Wait, did I say it wrong?
Me? You don't know any of it.
I don't know any of it. And then, oh, wait. What are these ones? I actually have these in my toolbox, but what the hell? Talk to me. What am I, a dentist suddenly?
Yeah, these are weird little tools that I never used on a construction site because they're like for making holes in leather and picking things in grout out, that kind of stuff.
They're too finite for a guy like you? You're like more of a big industrial power tool guy. Like you don't get into the little nooks and crannies. You don't do detail work, is what I feel. It feels like you don't do no detail work now. But I like to get right up in there and get it all cleaned out and pick it clean. Just pick it. Just pick them.
I used to do a lot of finish work, and I did do like pretty detailed finish work.
Oh,
but there was never any use for this right angle pick.
What about your teeth?
And that would be good for like, at lunch. Which sucked when I worked.
Could you hold them up at least so that folks can see? Here's your camera. You're holding them down.
Oh, sorry.
If this was tool time, you'd be fired.
I would.
And then a lot of people assume that, contractors, labor people aren't intelligent.
That's true.
But I'm about to show you this guy who you heard he knows his way around construction. I keep this in there just so when you're on a job, you can demonstrate to your client that you're intelligent. Do it.
I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. I've never done a Rubik's Cube.
He's just saying that.
Rubik's Cube. But.
Oh.
So this is.
Hold it up to the crowd.
This is a 2-inch coarse thread bugle-headed zinc drywall screw.
Oh my.
See, the thread is coarse. It's not fine.
I think I might need my teeth for this.
The head has a bugle in it.
Yeah,
it's bugle shaped. So this is a flathead.
Okay.
Bugle flathead.
Bugle bedded flathead.
This
is a verbal purple-headed flatfish.
This is a panhead with a square drive.
Okay. What's this one in my hand then?
It's a coarse thread, bugle-headed drywall screw, zinc drywall screw. That's why it's not black. 10 times stronger than the black one.
I just thought it was a screw, for Christ's sake.
Well, it's that as well. But are you just...
Then fuck you. How about that, buddy?
Are you just...
Coming in here with all your fucking DeVry Institute of Technology degrees trying to tell me, well, what's this, a screwdriver, a zinc-plated, carbureted, 9-inch, 500-pound...
Harland, you got a foreign one in there.
Oh, this one?
No, the one with the orange handle.
Uh-oh.
Did you know you owned a 4-in-1?
A 4-in-1 what?
Screwdriver. You got a large flathead.
Oh, yeah.
You
Take
got
it out.
a large Phillips head.
That's a lot of head.
Then you have a small Phillips head. And then you have a small flathead.
Last time I had that much head, I was fishing down by the river and hooked into a 40-pound bluegill catfish. I turned around, there was Mary Ellen on the bank, standing there in her cut-off shorts. Well, next thing you know, the moon came up and I was, go ahead.
This is known as a 4-in-1 screwdriver.
Whoa, talk to me.
You got 4 screwdrivers here in one. Whoever bought you this knew what they were doing.
What?
It wasn't you.
What? Well, thank you, kind sir.
Mm-hmm. And you have a utility knife.
Oh, shit.
Jesus
Christ.
Such an idiot. You got a utility knife, something called a drywall knife?
Yeah, look at this. I call this OJ's little buddy.
Oh, no, that's for utility stuff. That's just for doing like vinyl and stuff. I'm talking about I'm talking about the razor under the hammer.
Wait, this?
Under the hammer.
This.
Yeah, it's not an X-Acto.
It's a cheapo. Look how cheap it's barely.
It's a utility knife.
Yeah.
You want to change the blade, take that screw out, and there'll be extra blades theoretically inside of this thing.
You want to hear something else that I almost don't want to say? You said you want to change the blade. See if you get that. You want to change the world. Where am I going with that statement?
I have no idea.
9/11.
Oh.
It was this little object
I know.
that changed
they
the
call
world.
it a box cutter, but I would call it a utility knife.
This little thing changed the world.
That's
this
right.
Little piece of metal. Literally, this is what they took over the planes with.
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
With all the weaponry, all this simple object changed the course of human history.
I know.
I
know. It's the reason we stand in a 45-minute line at every airport in America now.
I think I just won the game because here's you. I'm like, this is a screw, and you're like, oh, this is a zinc-plated copper lithium lemonade Newman's own screw.
It's a coarse thread bugle head zinc drywall screw.
Big fancy words. Okay, it's still a screw, but then I pull this out and you go box cutter, and I go, no, this changed the course of human history.
Yeah, I said utility blade, but okay. That's true.
So,
it's powerful. You made a powerful statement. It's a powerful statement.
Treat me like a fool.
Treat me warm and cool.
But did I do it wrong again?
Yes.
You do. You picked the Elvis song.
Okay. You ain't nothing but a basset hound, crying all the time. Is that fine with you? Yeah. You ain't nothing but a basset hound,
making circles on the floor.
Well, your ass looks like glitter, and he ain't no friend of mine.
Wow.
Yeah. How's it feel when I screw up the Elvis words, Harland?
You know, it hurts. It hurts.
Mean and cruel.
Yeah, it does hurt. Now I see what I did to you.
Do you see how it felt?
Yeah, I want to apologize, and Elvis wants to apologize. I'm so very sorry. I'm so very sorry. All right, let me put this down. I knew that would be a fascinating journey.
It was a journey.
And this is a side of Adam Carolla you never get to see, only on the Harland Highway podcast.
I think you could do this show for 1,000 years and have 1,000 comics in here and have one tell you the difference between vice grips and adjustable pliers, or the difference between what a coarse thread bugle-headed zinc drywall screw looks like.
I just thought of something. Where's my teeth? Where did I spit my teeth?
You think Patton Oswalt could tell you that?
Patton Oswalt could not. Theo Vaughn could not. He could go suck a ripe potato salad out of a Ralph's deli counter. Joe Rogan could scrape the barnacles off a baleen whale and chew them up like granola. Yeah. Where's my teeth?
Oh, please. That bit was done before it started.
No, are they over there on that side?
Spit them on the other side.
Can you get them for me? I want to do one more thing. Please get my gopher teeth.
You threw the drywall screw on this side. You're going to step on it later on tonight when you're drunk and you come in here to masturbate.
Ew.
But I don't know where your teeth went.
Oh, there they are. Mm-hmm. I got to do one last thing because this is... You inspired it because you're so good with tools. Let's move the gravy now. Excuse me, Mr. Carolla.
Yeah.
I hear you're pretty handy with the vice grip, sir. Mm-hmm. I have a bit of a loose tooth. Mm-hmm. If you wouldn't mind pulling it out for me, sir.
Oh, no. No, it hurts my teeth.
If you wouldn't mind just clamping on and ripping one of my teeth out for me, sir. No. I hear you're really handy with them now.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Look, just pinch them on and pull it out.
I'll do a Three Stooges move. I'll tie a string to it. I'll tie it to the doorknob, and we'll slam the door.
Well, then screw you. I'm going to do it myself, damn you.
No, I'm not watching.
Wait, I'm going to tighten it up now.
I'm not looking. What?
I know how to work them. I know how to do something.
Something. Oh, I'm not watching.
What's the matter with you?
I don't like it. It hurts.
Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
What do you have? 9-year-olds watching this show? Nobody.
I don't know. These teeth just keep flying. Does that really bother you?
It does.
Really? So you didn't want to do it?
No.
But they're not real teeth, guy.
Yeah, but
it freaks you out.
Yes.
It's like when I watch a movie of someone getting a needle, I can't look.
I don't like it.
Wow.
I don't like it.
After all that high and mighty Mr. Construction, I could build a stairway to heaven. Mm-hmm. Mr. Homemaker here comes around and he can't take a little dentistry.
Yeah, I think that would be an accurate statement.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We saw it act out in real time.
I don't feel like one would affect the other. I still think I could effectively build your home.
I don't know if I want someone telling me they can build my dream house, but they can't extract my wisdom tooth. No. That's not the kind of handyman I want.
I think it's exactly the kind of guy you'd be looking for.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I was doing some work over at Joyce DeWitt's house.
Yeah.
She the last one alive?
Yeah. But you know what's great? Can I make an assumption here?
Mm-hmm.
When you went to her house and you were just about to press her doorbell, I bet on the other side of the door you heard her singing, "Come and knock on my door. I've been waiting for you." And
where the hers are cool and warm and cool, three's company two.
The other two are dead, so one's company two.
Oh.
Yeah, the other two are dead. That's not by me. I'm just being honest.
Well, we're not done with the investigation, but we assume you'll be cleared.
Was one of them murdered? Was Suzanne Summers murdered?
No, she just died like 10 minutes ago. I was friends with her.
You were friends. She wasn't doing like the Thigh Master and it blew up and killed her.
No.
You were friends with Suzanne Summers.
I really was.
I do a whole podcast. You're talking about all this bullshit building, joystick slabs, and you knew Suzanne Summers?
Yeah.
Divert much? Mm-hmm. How did you know Suzanne Summers, my guy?
You know, something happened along the way where she'd come on my show a time or two, and I think her and Alan Hamill, her husband, are conservative. They were very politically conservative.
Okay.
And they thought I was politically conservative. I'm not really politically conservative. I'm just sort of old school. I'm not down with all the new bullshit.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not religious or anything, and I don't own guns. So I'm not really old school conservative. But somehow they liked me, and then they invited me to their home in Palm Springs.
Oh,
and then
they had a beautiful home.
They do, and Alan still does, and I've been to his home after she passed for parties over there. And when he came to Malibu like 3 weeks ago, and we had dinner together, and we'd had dinner with Suzanne
Yeah.
and him, couples night out and stuff. And
Whoa.
so we regularly corresponded and had dinners, very nice, lovely, long dinners together.
So I'm guessing you were at the funeral?
No, I was out of town. I had like a weekend somewhere, some
anything
whatever.
to not be a pallbearer.
I went to the sort of post party, the one that was several weeks later at his home with all the people. Well, a gathering and dinner in honor of Suzanne Summers,
Yeah. Now, was she quite as esoteric as she came across? Like, obviously she portrayed a ditzy blonde as an actress, but there was another very deep side to her where she wrote volumes and volumes of poetry.
Listen, I sat in Lucky's Steakhouse in Malibu about 3 weeks ago with Alan Hamill, and he explained that she wrote 26 books, I believe.
That's what I'm saying.
And that she had like Vegas Entertainer of the Year award many times.
Yeah.
Was a singer, was a dancer, put on all these musical reviews, had these inventions.
She was sort of a life coach, like a speaker on a motivational coach.
Yeah, there was just nothing. We will not see the likes of Suzanne Summers for a while. Dramatically different than my mom, Chris Carolla. That's what I will say.
Isn't Chris your dad?
No, my dad is Jim Carolla.
So you have two dads?
No, Chris can also be a female name.
Not in today's market.
Well,
surprise. I think you have two dads.
I do not want to shame you on your own show, but Suzanne Summers' character's name
Chrissy.
in Three's Company was Chrissy.
Shit.
Wow. You didn't think it'd happen that fast, did you?
I'm going to take my real teeth out.
No, don't even play. Don't play.
Buddy, let's do our final segment. This, we do this every time. It's called Words from a Wooden Shoe. Mm-hmm. We reach into the shoe, you pull a word, and see if it leads to a story or something that happened on your wonderful journey in life. And it could be something you experienced or a friend or Suzanne Summers or who knows who.
Mm-hmm. Dog bite.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
I've never been bitten by a dog.
Never.
I never owned a dog as a child, as a youth. I always very badly wanted a dog and used to beg my dad for a dog and my mom for a dog, but they never got a dog.
What kind of dog?
My dream was to get a German Shepherd. I loved the German Shepherd, and I never got a dog, even though we lived in single-family residence. We didn't live in apartments.
Ideal place for a dog.
They had a yard with a fence. Never got a dog. My mom
never got bit. Any of your friends get bit. Anyone in your family get bit. An acquaintance. There's got to be somewhere the wooden shoe doesn't lie. Somewhere in your journey, someone got bit by a damn dog.
Scott Whitman was bitten in the nose by my friend Chris Bohm's dog Murphy, who used to bark at everybody, and Scott walked in and he jumped up and literally put stitches in his nose. I eventually got my German Shepherd after I was in my 30s and living alone in the Hollywood Hills and working in show business. I finally got a German Shepherd puppy. I named it Lotzie after my grandfather, who I loved very much, who had recently died. And when the dog was 9 months old, took it down to be neutered, and it died. Yeah, so that was it.
Wait, though, that's sad, by the way, but dying dog is not the same as being bitten by a dog. If we could not make it about you and get back to Whitney,
about Scott Whitman.
Let's get back to Whitman. What kind of dog was it?
Murphy was like a short little dog and kind of a mix, and I wasn't a purebred, and I never knew what it was, and he was kind of mean. And my mom, there wasn't any food at my house.
You mean your dad? Are we talking about Chris?
No, that's my mom. Chris Bohm was my friend. We weren't allowed to have a dog or food.
Chris Bohm was your friend, and Chris was a male or female?
He was a male.
Your mother's a guy.
Just like Chrissy from Threes. And then he had a dog named Murphy. And I remember once in a while I tried to crawl in through the dog door so I could get food at his house. But I was always
You ate
worried
dog
about
food?
Murphy. No, I'd use the dog door to get human food.
Human food, okay.
Mini wheats.
Oh,
Frosted
yeah.
mini wheats.
Oh, way to tie it all up, guy.
What'd you do with the shoe?
Oh, well, you only get one pull.
Oh,
but
I
if,
didn't know.
If you wanted another
I
one.
need a second, Paul.
You do?
I've never been bit by a dog.
I'm honored. Yeah, let's do another one. This is a rarity. We never get two pulls.
Well, because everyone wants to get the fuck out of here.
I know. Wait, what was that last part? Huh?
Something on fire.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
How about a dog? You
This
ever
is
light a
a-
dog on fire?
This is a story.
Oh, here we go. Something on fire. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Vince Vaughn used to be my neighbor.
Wait, the guy from Swingers? Mm-hmm. That's money, baby. That's money. Come on, baby. What are you going to do? Like that guy?
That's the guy.
Oh, okay.
And I told Vince this story, and I've never spoken to him again.
Okay, well, tell it to me so I never have to talk to you again.
I was living up above Lake Hollywood in the Hollywood
You lived
Hills.
above a lake?
Above a lake.
It's called hovering where I come
In a
from.
beautiful home.
Okay.
And I had an old neighbor in a broken down house that used to badger me, a crazy old man.
You had a
Called-
badger?
It's a form of bothering somebody
Okay.
relentlessly.
Okay.
He called Department of Building Safety and said I had unsanitary living conditions and stuff. He just was a complete nut job.
All you had to do was have them come over and do the whole spiel you gave me about the drywall with the formaldehyde and the thing. They would have left your property immediately.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I hated this guy so much and he gave me so much trouble that I said to the heavens, if this guy's house caught on fire, I would not call the fire department.
Oh, no.
That's how much I hate this old man.
Oh, what happened?
One night,
One lucky night?
depends whose house you're in. One lucky night, I'm sitting in my den watching TV at like 11 at night, and I hear like a breaking, sounds like sticks breaking and crackling and stuff, and I hear fire's very loud. You don't know about it.
Well, when it
And
gets going.
And I was like hearing, and I go, what is that sound? And I go walking into my living room, and there's a big plate glass window at the end, and I look, and I see flames coming up from his house. There's flames all over the place. And I'm looking at it, and I go, that old son of a bitch. His house is on fire. And he's never going to bother me again. He probably fell asleep drunk while smoking. And he will
So on
never.
top of it, he's dead?
I cannot wait. And I'm just staring at it. I'm staring at his house engulfed in flames. But remember, I have a large, high, like 8-10 foot hedge, so that blocks me in his house. But I see flames.
Yeah.
The glow. And I sit there and I'm going, oh my God, his house is on fire. And then the unexpected happens, Harland. Something I never thought about.
Go.
The phone rings. It's the gate. It's the front gate code on the phone.
For your house?
For my house. And I pick up the phone, and I'm staring at the fire. By the way, I've had a glass or two of wine.
Yeah.
And I'm just staring at the flames, and I hear this voice go, call the fire department. I'm just walking. I'm walking my dog. The neighbor's house is on fire. Call the fire department, and hangs up. And now I'm like, I took an oath to not call the fire department.
You can't.
But what scenario could I dream up where someone was going to call me and tell me to call the fire department?
Yeah.
Now it's on record.
Right.
This person is going to stand out front there waiting for the fire trucks, and they told me to do it. And I stood there holding the phone, like staring at the phone, and then looking up and staring at the flames. And I was like, I took an oath to not call the fire department,
can't.
but this bitch just told me to call the fire department, and she's there now. Could I get into trouble? And I just kept looking and looking down at the phone, and I heard a fire truck pull up.
Oh.
And I was like, good. I did not have to
Break your
call
oath.
the fire department.
Oh.
And as it turned out,
So lucky.
there was a giant dead palm tree that was in his front yard, but right in front of his house, and that was engulfed in flames. It was in front of his house. From where I was standing, all I saw was flames.
So it wasn't the house.
It was a huge dead palm tree
like this,
right in front of his house.
Like this guy was doing his own version of Burning Man on his front lawn.
That's right. You know that.
Oh, dude. How disappointing. So the old man's house didn't burn down with him in it?
No, but then when I
Shit.
told that story to
God.
Vince Vaughn, who was my actual
Sometimes
neighbor,
life isn't fair. Yeah.
Vince looked at me and he went, you didn't call the fire department? And I was like, wow, this guy was a real asshole, Vince. And he's like, yeah, but he could have died in there. And I was like, he was a total douche, Vince. And then I realized, oh, now Vince is my neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a good story to share with him.
Well, what I think is Vince needs to be a little more compassionate to your emotional needs.
Thank you.
And two, I think there's a newbie on your Don't Call the Fire Department list, and his name is Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
He crossed you. He crossed you hard. All you wanted was an old man dead, burning alive in an inferno, screaming at the top of his lungs in his Depend underpants with a skid mark that he never wanted anyone to see. That's why he started the fire to begin with. It all comes back to the gravy and the underpants. I rest my case.
You're so right.
Adam Carolla, ladies and gentlemen. Adam, tell them where they can see you. Tell them about your podcast. Tell them all the goodies that I dare not utter because I don't want to get it wrong.
Go to adamcarolla.com. All the live stand-up show dates are there, and the podcast there, and it's free.
Adam Carolla's podcast, one of the first pioneers of the whole genre. He's put out more podcasts than I think anyone else.
Probably.
You kind of kicked this whole genre off, a pioneer, a brilliant man, and I meant everything I said at the beginning where you're on another level, my guy.
Oh, loving you, Harland.
Yeah, and if your house ever burns down, I can't wait to stand on the road and watch it with you. Folks, that's it for today. Sweet gravy. Thanks for being here, and until next time, chicken chow mein, baby. And do you want to say your catchphrase?
Mahalo.
I've never catchphrased with another grown man before.
We're Eskimo buddies now.
And the song ran out perfectly.
Perfectly.
Hey, everybody. How would you like your very own personal video message from me, yours truly? It's your birthday, it's your anniversary, it's your graduation, or you just want me to make you laugh? You get to pick the topic you want me to discuss, give me some talking points, and off we go. You can get it for yourself or get it for a friend. It's super easy and fun. Just go to the Cameo app on your phone or to cameo.com. And I record a custom video made just for you or your loved one. Your very own personalized Harland. Well, today we're here to talk to a specialist, a military specialist, about the topic. It's a very grim topic. It's tough to talk about because it involves our youth, our children, and it's about school shooting, school shooters, the tragic kind of phenomenon that seems to only exist here in America. And my God, if there's a way to stop it, if there's a way to have a dialogue about it, if there's a way to try to find any solution to it, whether it be a small contribution to putting an end to it or a complete way to eradicate it completely, I think we have to have open eyes and ears and minds to hear ideas and have a dialogue about it and hopefully put a complete and final stop to any future school shootings. And so to have this delicate discussion, not easy to talk about, we have brought in our military expert, Colonel, Lieutenant, Green Beret, Navy SEAL, squadron leader, wingman, Captain Tom Dowdy. He's out of Fort Pendleton in Southern California. He's still actively involved with the military. He never really tells us at what capacity, but Nonetheless, he's been in many theaters of war, a true military hero, an expert. And without further ado, I think we have him on the line. Corporal, left-wing Lieutenant, Sergeant Major Tom Dowdy, are you there, sir?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir? Sir? Sir, are you there?
Go ahead, civilian. We're just doing some throat exercises.
Why would you do that, sir?
You never know who's listening on the line. So what you do is you make sure your throat is clear and they can't pick up any formaldehyde, formaldehyde, phlegmicides.
What are those, sir?
Not for you to know. Continue. You are a go.
Yes, sir. How are you today, sir?
That will remain classified information.
Classified information, sir?
Affirmative.
Why is how are you doing today classified?
You never, ever want to let the enemy know what state of mind or what state of physical being you're in.
Okay, sir. Well, we wanted to discuss a very tender topic today.
Your wife,
Sir?
your dirty sawdust in her hair, ovaries swollen, freeze-dried eggs in a freezer, and Baskin-Robbins mint chocolate chip ice cream melted between her toes. Wife.
Sir, I don't have a wife.
Carry on.
Sir, we wanted to talk about the topic of school shooters.
Affirmative.
It's a very tough topic. It impacts all of us, whether we have children or not. As an overall society, it's harmful. It's devastating. It's the most violent and cruel action that could ever play out in a civilized society.
What are you getting at, civilian?
Well, sir, I think it's obvious what I'm getting at. That there has to be a way to stop it, to stop these school shooters before they even get going.
We live in a country where our resources are sent. I swallowed a bug.
Sir?
Our resources are being sent to the wrong places.
Well, okay. I think that might be a stimulating talking point there, sir.
If I wanted stimulating, I'd check into the Bakersfield Motel 6, room 703 with your wife. I would cover her in Sunfleet sour oil.
Sunfleet sour oil, sir?
That's code for sunflower seed oil.
Got it, sir.
I would cover your wife from head to toe, throw sawdust into her hair, put black olives on both of her nipples, get a Sharpie, and write the word fudge.
Sir? Sir, are you there, sir? Inspector Dowdy?
I would
Sir!
write the word.
Sir, are you there? Lieutenant Dowdy, please, this is important.
I would write the word fudge face. I just swallowed a bug.
Another one, sir?
I would write the word fudge face right across her abdomen, and I would write the word cesarean scar right across her forehead.
Sir, what is that? I don't even have a wife.
Affirmative, carry on.
Sir, you said something about channeling our resources.
Think about it. When 9/11 happened, what did they do?
Well, a lot of things happened, sir.
Let me fast forward the tape, VHS teeth.
Sir?
They redid the cockpit doors of every single airplane in the American fleet.
Oh, yes, they did, sir. It took a few months, but after 9/11, they rejiggered the cockpit doors so that they were impenetrable. They locked from the inside. They were reinforced. They had an eye hole in them.
Exactly. Now, why haven't we done that to the schools?
What do you mean, sir?
Why don't we have sliding doors? Have you ever seen an electric door on a jewelry store, on a parking garage, on the front of a commercial building?
Yeah, like the gates that just slide down.
Bingo. That's what I'm talking about, formaldehyde face.
Sir, can we stop with the names?
Why don't we have every door, every classroom in a school outfitted with a sliding door that comes down in the event of a school shooting?
Well, sir, that is a very appropriate question. Why don't we?
It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me want to go behind a Denny's dumpster and puke up the Arby's that is churning. I just swallowed a bug.
Sir, are you near a beehive or something?
It makes me want to puke up the Arby's that is churning in my belly and splatter it all over the ground. Maybe even cake a mouse that's running around in the alley or a dirty, hairy rat. Just cover that rat with Arby's roast beef pulp that's been souping up in my belly all summer long, just barfing out in chunks with pieces of the onion bun and horsey sauce.
Sir, can we stop about the rat puke?
What I'm saying, civilian, is that we send hundreds of billions, not millions, billions of dollars to strange little smelly countries over the ocean. We don't know what they're doing with it. And we could be spending that money outfitting every single school in our nation, making it safe and secure, so that when a pimple-faced, diarrhea-soaked freak of nature shooter walks in that front door, every classroom is fortified. Every classroom has a sliding steel door that comes down, and that school shooter would have as much chance of getting in that classroom as he does getting into Marie Osmond's underpants on a hot summer night at a fairground where the cotton candy is sticky, the cinnamon buns are smelly, and the fat people are eating corn on the cob like pigs on the space shuttle.
Sir, that's very colorful, but can we... You know, I gotta concur that's actually quite a great idea. I can't really contest, you know, why haven't we? Why haven't we outfitted the schools with these doors? Why are we sending billions of dollars to these other countries? I think we probably could have outfitted every school in America a lot cheaper than what we send overseas.
I'd give you an A+. If I was the janitor, I'd shove a broom handle so far up your ass your eyes would spin around like the theme song from the Twilight Zone.
Sir, can we... I'm trying to say that I think you might be onto something here.
You bet your wife's veiny, hairy ass I am. Now, why haven't we fortified our schools and protected our children, civilian?
You know, now that I think about it, yeah, they reinforced all... It had to have cost a ton of money to do all the airplanes after 9/11.
Correct, civilian.
And so you got to imagine you take the average school. I mean, how much is it to put in like a sliding iron door or some kind of metal gate? You know, okay, let's say it's $400,000, even $1 million, $2 million a school. I mean, maybe you don't do it all overnight, but you do it incrementally until the whole country has safe schools. At least you can stem the violence and give children and teachers a chance.
That's exactly what I'm I'm talking about. Good for you. You figured it out, civilian. Now why don't you sit down in a dark corner, pat yourself on the back, lick a lollipop, snap both your ankles, and walk like a crab all the way down to the fun gift shop and buy yourself a pretty little sweater, you bongo-eyed fucknard.
Sir, do you have to? You always sort of come in with the colorful stuff. Now, what is the solution? I think you've stepped on something here as to how to prevent it, like once they're in the school, but how do we prevent the actual shooters from getting into the schools?
Excellent question. That's like asking, how do we keep your wife out of the Motel 6 on a Friday night? How do we keep her from bending over the crust-covered couch with a carrot cake in her mouth and 5 cans of cream-style corn in the bathroom covered with Crest toothpaste?
Sir, what? Is this code stuff you're talking about?
I'm talking about stopping these school shooters, and here's how you do it. Think about it. Every school shooter was once a student or is a student themselves, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, why don't we assume that they're not the smartest people in the world?
Well, maybe. I guess you want to say that, but I guess I hate to say it, but there must be some level of intelligence for them to plan this all out and scheme it and execute it.
Yeah, I guess you got me there. Well, good for you. Why don't we go sit under an apple tree in an orchard, pull out a game of Monopoly, and watch the little men go around the track, around and around and around, just the way your wife has passed around the Motel 6 like a dirty handkerchief at a snot-blowing contest in Hawaii.
Sir, I'm not married. Can we deviate from talking about my wife, please?
Whatever tickles your relish, civilian.
Can we get back to the how we stop the shooting? You mentioned something about they all go to school.
They all go to school, and so what I suggest is we go back to the schools they came from. And this may sound severe, but we shoot those schools up as a way to send a message to the school shooters that if you shoot up the school, we're going to shoot up the school.
Sir, that what?
You heard me, civilian. Take the wax out of your ears. Make a candle shaped like Gwyneth Paltrow's penis. Light it, and let your bedroom smell like boiled mushroom cap.
Sir, wait, what? So you're saying if they shoot up a school, we find the school that they grew up in and shoot that school up as a form of payback?
Affirmative. I learned with my many years in the military, you fight fire with fire. That's the only thing violent offenders understand.
But sir, most of the time the school shooters come from the actual school that they shoot up.
Then shoot it up. Light it up. As we used to say in Vietnam, let's torch the whore.
Let's torch the whore? This is a building full of innocent children and school teachers.
Oh, and maybe one other thing.
What's that, sir?
The school shooter is somewhere in the mix.
But we don't know when and where. They're like ticking time bombs.
Exactly. So we take out the school before that whore has a chance to do what he's going to do.
Sir, usually you sort of make sense. This one is a little confusing, and I think it's counterproductive.
Oh, and when were you in the military, civilian?
Sir, I've never spent time in the military.
Then why don't you go sit on a traffic cone, twirl around until your eyes fly out of your head, roll roll down the street and buy a can of Mountain Dew at the local fucking 7-Eleven. You piece of blueberry pie sucking, garden hose sniffing, suck the stripes off a zebra, tobacco chewing, French whore.
Sir, I'm not a French whore. Well, what is this? I'm just trying to find solutions. You can't just go in and shoot up a school because you think there might be a school shooter there.
I spent 12 years crawling through the jungles of Bien Bien Phet in Vietnam. I floated on a rotten raft covered with garbage down the Cambodian river known as Ben Tuc Phao. I've slithered through the mud like a salamander with herpes on a Friday night at a drive-in movie theater in Oildale, California. And I've sucked coconuts off the top of a coconut tree deep in the heart of fucking Thailand. So don't you tell me what's what, you Waffle House sniffing, fallopian tube licking, fucking draft neck riding, stinkball whore.
Sir, if you could stop calling me a whore, look, maybe we're going around in circles here.
Oh, I went around in circles in Vietnam, like a Chinese Ferris wheel looking for a ghost in the middle of the night, when all you find is a dirty albino wandering through the rice fields with a Panda Express takeout bag hanging on his nutsack. Now, why don't you put that into your Dolly Parton underpants and go sit on a toadstool, whore?
Sir, okay, you know what? I'm not a whore. I think I liked your idea about fortifying the schools. I don't think shooting up the schools before the school shooter can emerge is the right approach, because you're basically nullifying saving children. At this point, you're killing them.
You asked for a solution. I offered a solution. If you think you can do better, why don't you go to Gina Davis's house, take the Oscar off her mantle, wax it up real sweet, and fuck it in the golden ass.
Sir, what are you talking about?
Get a life, you fucking crawfish-sucking, banjo-licking, bio-canoe whore.
I'm not a whore, sir.
Whore.
Sir, don't you dare hang up. Sir, come on. What is... You know, folks, that was actually a very sort of stimulating conversation. I think there's some merit to... I think there's some merit to fortifying the schools, reinforcing them. That was quite a brilliant idea. And then the second part, wiping out the schools before they can even start. In essence, hunting down a school shooter before we even have identified who the school shooter is absolutely counterintuitive, violent, and backwards. So... I think we got one step forward and two steps back with Colonel Tom, Navy SEAL, Tom Dowdy. Until next time, thanks for listening, and let's keep the children safe. God, I'm not a whore!
Hang up and then dial your operator.